Hi everyone. I'm Tasneem Fatima, and I am an agile coach. I'm currently working in a banking sector, and I have close to 18 years of work experience, and I've been practicing agile and a very passionate agile coach, basically. Um, and here today we are going to talk about coaching, basically what coaching is and how it is different from other techniques of counseling, consulting, and mentoring. And we are also going to get in detail about what coaching structures are available in market today and why coaching is important. So, so agenda is what is coaching and how is it different from consulting and mentoring? And a coaching technique. We are specifically going to get into details of a technique or a coaching model called as appreciative inquiry, and post that have a quick Q&A sessions or any doubts if you have any, right? So coaching and agile coaching. What do you think, guys, is the difference between coaching and agile coaching? Coaching itself comes as a word attached to agile coaching. Why do we say agile coaches? Why is coaching important in all the spheres of life? As you see, the concept of coaching has become very popular from sports. There are soccer coaches, there are cricket coaches, there are different variety of coaches, especially in the sports arena where it is very popular. However, now that it actually comes into different spheres of life, and coaching is a very key tool, including your personal life, right? When you talk to your kids, when siblings, or for that matter, your spouse, sometimes coaching can come in very handy in these areas as well. So I will leave agile coaching for the last. Okay. So let's just to have a surprise element, let's leave agile coaching for the last and get into the details of how agile coaching is coaching. So what's coaching? Basically, it comes from ICF. It is International Coaching Federation describes coaching as partnering with a client or partnering with a coachee in a psychologically safe atmosphere so that the creative processes of ideas flows through, and if there is a bottleneck or a wall you're hitting, that can be coached. And all the coaches, professional coaches, come from a mindset of helping the client or helping the coachee to clear that block by the process of asking the right questions. The topic might sound very tedious since all of us are in Scrum Masters and product owners or business analysts and development team, or for that matter, agile coaches. Coaching is a very interesting subject to broach since this is involved in all the spheres of life. It is just a tactful tactic how to get the information across and how to get your mind freed up, have that openness and authenticity, and to look at a problem or a solution from a 360 degrees angle. That's what coaches does. And when we say partnering, it is a thinking partner. As professional coaches, we do not provide you solutions or tricks. However, we partner up, uh, helping a coachee or a client understand from the perspective of opening their mind up and looking at in different uh, spaces of life which they might have just overlooked, for finding a solution or finding a fix or looking at a problem in a greater detail. Mental blocks also you can call it, right? So how is coaching different from mentoring, consulting, and training? Anybody have any thoughts here would like to share? Just now, Meghna has dwelled so much into detail about mentoring, right? We all must be pretty clear. So, what is consulting according to you? You guys must also be project managers and consultants, right? IT consultants. Okay. So, as Meghna has already cleared this, yeah, solving a problem to the client is consulting. Okay, great. That's a great input. Thank you for sharing that. And as you see, mentoring is someone with seniority or experience is providing a solution or sharing their own roadmap to assist somebody. I will not go into great details about it. This is already covered in our last topic. I hope everybody was present for that. And it is a professional expertise they extend out to a mentee who might be not from the same area of expertise or in a different sphere of life or in a different walk of life. However, they establish a relationship, a mutual relationship, to help the mentee, right? That is mentoring, and it is a complementing relationship. However, what is consulting and training? As rightly said in the chat, because I don't have access to chat as if now. However, I would like to see, as Ram said, right, rightly said, solving the problems for the client. That's what a consultant does, right? A consultant is a person who assesses the situation of the organization. Usually, consultants are external or third party vendors, or sometimes internal consultants. They look at the problem, what problem is present within the system, and from there they start giving solutions how that problem can be fixed, right? However, in coaching, we partner with somebody or a coachee, and from there we start establishing the success rate of the problem and how we can fix it from their own mindset, not by giving solutions or fixes to it. So that's how it is different. And of course, training is teaching. When we are trying to learn a new concept, upgrade a skill, or a group of development team, or for that matter, any teams trying to upgrade their skills have to learn and implement something new. Teaching comes into picture, and training is adult training. Adult teaching techniques are involved in training, right? Okay. Now let's coming back to coaching. What is coaching? Coaching is basically future focused. As managers or leaders, basically there are different leadership styles, and every leadership style involves some level of coaching, because all the leaders definitely work with people in general. And when they work with people, uh, they are establishing bonds, they're establishing relationships, they're trying to figure out solutions. And as we say, people are the most important layer or a part of the organization. Hence, people invest in organizations, and leadership invest in coaching so that people are coached for the next level, or people are coached in general to handle their activities better or their task or subtask better in their current role. As it is future focused, typically we generally talk about future in the process of what can be created, what are we looking to create. Okay. And all the coaching conversations, let me add this here, all the coaching conversations are typically trying to evolve a person. I will not say transform. It is typically trying to evolve a person from one place to another, that transformational growth is happening. And from that aspect in mind, coaching takes place. And it is orientation on solution or capacity for change. And all the coaches, when they come into a session with a coachee, comes with a mindset of person is already doing well and are capable enough to handle their own problems. And that psychological safety is created, and no part of the conversation goes out, right? And coaching is also a very important component of every conversation. If you establish your enhanced your coaching techniques as your scrum masters or as a BA or a person in general, you will see that your conversations have now been transformed. You are asking better questions, getting better knowledge, and in general your relationship with the opposite person definitely evolves. So that's the entire idea of coaching. And it is always co-created. As I was saying, it is a mutual relationship, and it is co-created. The future is co-created. What are you trying to handle? Is what kind of bottleneck or a wall are you hitting? And in that way, it is always co-created. However, it is always short term and structured. So structure of coaching is very important because we can't endlessly go into a conversation, right? If we have 1 hour, we are very focused on what are we going to do in 1 hour, and establish an agreement with a coachee saying what is the current situation and how they're planning to evolve from that situation, right? And definitely certification and credentials definitely matter. Professional coaches are, um, people who have great I must say, static, and they themselves are very evolved to have a conversation with a person to break that wall, or to when they are hitting that wall, how can they change the direction or change the course of their track? Hence, it is coaches are very evolved people with great potential to learn, right? And it is very non-diagnostic in nature. Uh, since the coaching term has come into picture, there is also counseling, psychotherapy, and stuff, right? Those are all diagnostic based. Here, as I was saying, coaches generally come in to a in a coach's room, or where the safe space they have created. They come with the mentality of the opposite person is a reasonable person, skilled person, and knows what they are doing. They are just hitting a roadblock which they need help with, right? And clients are viewed already. Change in self development will happen, definitely, and all the coaching outcomes, I must say, are measurable in by nature. So in a very typical coaching session, whatever the outcomes a coachee and a coach have discussed are usually measurable. And also coachees are accountable for what they have done, if they are going ahead with the next part of the session, right? And coaching typically involves 3 to 6 hours. Generally, if a topic is very small and we are seeing any improvement in there, depending on that, coach's session can actually elaborate to 8 hours as well, right? And it is very performance driven. Since it is performance driven, that's why organizations have actually captured it in their hierarchies. Hence, agile coaches comes into picture, and all the leadership leaders and all the management are basically trained, at least to an extent, how to ask powerful coaching questions. Guys, any thoughts or questions here so far? So here, just to add little, on a bright side or a lighter side, um, all the time coaches say, I'm not here to answer your questions, okay? We are not consultants. I'm here to question your answers. Why are you answering in a certain way? Or what roadblock or block or a mental block are you having that can be overcome? So that's the agenda, how coaches go with. I'm not here to answer your questions. I'm here to question your answers. Guys, any thoughts or questions here before we move on to the detailed, model of coaching? Okay, I see no questions.
I guess
So,
we are good, Fatima. We can go ahead.
okay, thank you, Sudesh. So let's go with a special technique. There are a lot of, coaching models available in the market, and various models are being implemented at various phases of transformation. When agile transformation happens, coaches are brought into the game because they are experts at what they do. Not just being an agile expert, they are also coaching experts. That's how agile coaching comes into picture. So there are a lot of models of coaching, for example, Oscar model, there is growth model, and these are two very popular models right now in the market, especially in the agile space of transformation. Those are happening. So I'm going to talk about a very unique model, which is rarely known. It is called appreciative inquiry. Okay. Now here you will see the structure of coaching, how a powerful question can be asked and what can be expected and what outcome are we planning to gain from that, right? How it is beneficial for the coachee. For example, sometimes it happens, um, since I'm a coach, I'll quote an example of agile coaching itself. Sometimes people come in with a mental block of not gelling up with somebody. Okay. They have a new product owner in place. Suppose, let's say, Scrum Master comes to me, says that my team dynamics are shifting highly, and new. Just a minute, guys. Sorry about that. Excuse me. So, so I was saying, sometimes Scrum Master comes to me and they ask, they share in the coaching space that a new product owner or a new team member or dev lead have joined somebody, okay, and he or she is facing problems with their team dynamics, and typically there is a conflict of interest or there is a conflict of a lot of things. They are not able to see eye to eye or have cold wars that are going in the background, how it is impacting their team. They are more concerned about that. Here, in this kind of situation, appreciative inquiry can play a very major role, right? Asking that powerful question, not saying that, okay, just go ahead and talk to them, is a very superficial answer. The person wouldn't have come to you, right? If he or she could have actually gone to this product owner straight and discussed his or her problem with them. However, it doesn't work like that in our social settings, right? Or in our organization settings. So how different it is. So let's look at appreciative inquiry here. This is a coaching technique. So in appreciative inquiry, commonly it is a asset-based learning, okay, or a set or a strength-based approach, okay. Here in this approach, we typically come from the mindset of what is the strength of the person, coachee who has come to you. Here, my Scrum Master has come to me for resolving a conflict, which he sees is, boiling or cropping up. However, he have no idea how to approach the situation. So here, if the Scrum Master was actually known or aware about the appreciative inquiry, he himself can apply this technique to his conversations. So this is a very powerful technique. And also we empathize with the positive idea. Okay. So when we come to RCA, or if we look at the old approaches which we used to deal with for fixing a problem or getting a fix, we used to always go with the strategic mindset of doing a RCA, that is root cause analysis, or go with Ishigawa, finding what is wrong, okay, and how it went wrong. However, in appreciative inquiry, we approach a problem or try to help a person looking at from a positive mindset of what assets a person have and how he can deal with the problem. Okay. And it is empowering a person, not empowering getting a fix for a problem. Imagine the situation if you yourself are such a capable person that you're able to solve and resolve your own problems by your own self, okay, rather than trying to do a root cause analysis or ask for help or go to another manager or somebody senior in hierarchy to get the help from. So that is how we broach the topic of conflict itself through appreciative inquiry. And here we also uncover the facts about you. Okay, when I'm saying you, I'm saying talking to a coachee, suppose. Okay, so what are the behaviors of a coachee? What are the behaviors, patterns, or something which is a blind spot for you, which you haven't seen so far? So coaches in appreciative inquiry identify those blind spots and try to uncover them. Once you uncover them, there is a brighter light, actually. Okay, you get that those aha moments in coaching. In my conversations with my coaches, since I'm a professional coach, I cannot share the conversations due to psychological safety. However, I can share the reactions with you. So towards the end of the coaching, if somebody comes with any of their mental blocks or a roadblock or a problem or issue they are facing with, that aha moments that crop up towards the end of the session is so enlightening for them. They feel, the coaches themselves feel that they are empowered and they have it in them to solve their own problem. So it is very empowering in nature. So coming back to appreciative inquiry, you know, here, since we come from the point of view of assets, strengths, and advantages and opportunities, there are a lot of factors that play into picture, and we can come to a common solution or a potential solution. There are four dimensions of AI typically. Okay. First phase, it starts, as I was saying, it is a structured based approach. Entire coaching itself is a structured based approach. However, appreciative inquiry have four distinct structures aligned to it. Okay. First dimension is discovery. Okay. In the discovery part, we try to, during the coaching conversation, in the discovery part, we try to align with what is the key problem. Sometimes we say, I don't feel good today. So what is the possibility of not feeling good? We are here as a coach, you explore why you're not feeling good. Okay. And it can be a number of reasons. However, there can be one strong reason that is actually affecting your entire areas of life. So this is the discovery part. Here you identify what is the root cause of the issue. Okay. And it is done in a matter where you're asking very powerful questions like what's on your mind today? What is being bothering you? Or what do you think is impacting your mood today? So these kind of questions are open-ended typically, and they open the forum for a client or a coachee to share in depth what is going on. So in the first level itself, you have established a connection between a coachee and a coach, right? You can sense it. Otherwise, in general conversation, what happens? You ask a person, how are you doing today? You feel it seems to be down. And that person will never respond to you saying that, okay, yeah, this is what is bothering me. Will they actually tell you? Nobody will, right? We all have a tendency, it is a human behavior to hide things which are not good or which will make us appear not good. So in a coaching conversation of discovery phase itself, we are establishing a connect with the person. And post that, once a problem is identified, okay, for example, I am saying, due to hot climate in Hyderabad, I'm finding it very difficult to actually uh, travel to office. So that is my discovery question. So the root cause here is the climate. Okay. And it is tough for me to, since we are all now going back to work, this was the only thing that came up to my mind. And I'm also bounded by the ethics and laws of ICF. I cannot share my client details. So, when I've come up in a discovery phase, what is bothering me, now I can dream. Okay, we as a coaches lead the conversation in a such a way that coachee can actually dream what is the future state. Okay, a positive state, how he wants the things to be. Okay, does he want to, looking at my situation, since I'm the scapegoat here, so if you see, what are my concerns here? So I will be asking a powerful question to myself. Okay, what is actually bothering me? Is it going to office or is it really the weather? Okay. Then I come to establishing of a consent state. Okay, it is mostly going to office. Okay, since we were in pandemic, it has been now challenging for me to, travel, waste of time, traffic, facing all these scenarios, right? So here I ask a powerful question to myself. How can I actually come out of it? What do I want to look at it? What if the coachee is not in a learning mode? Well, guys, if I will not say coachee is not in the learning mode, when a coach or a coachee comes for a coaching conversation, it is before the conversation itself, there is a mutual agreement session that happens, okay, chemistry session, where we identify, are you actually willing to work on your problem, or is it just a forced agenda on you by your manager or somebody else? Okay, so if there is a forced agenda or something like that, then the approach differs, right? And if somebody is coming in deeply to you as a, consulting you as a coach, then they come with a proper mindset of getting help and solving their own problems by themselves. So that adaptation mode comes naturally when they are aligned to achieving certain thing. Okay. So here in the dream, hope that answered your question. Or would you like to come on mic and speak up, Deepthi? Okay, great. Thank you. So, in the discovery mode, we have identified this. Now, if we go to a dream visioning mode, we look at the opportunities of, okay, what do I actually want? Do I want to create for my future? What am I looking at? Or what is my dream state where everything is perfect? Okay. Or what looks perfect to me is important, right? What looks perfect to me and what is perfect for somebody else is two different ball games altogether. So what is perfect for me, I will start describing that state. Okay. I would say, okay, I might adjust going to office a day in a week. That shouldn't be a problem. And that is my perfect state. Okay. That is like future perfect state. And one day I can manage, and definitely I can accommodate having my car's AC started 10 minutes early so that it is cool and it is not hampering my mood, or weather is not very critical. Given Hyderabad weather is very critical. Okay. So I will start envisioning the future. And always it is again a human tendency. Whenever we start picturing something, visualization is a very powerful technique. I'm sure you all are aware of this technique, right? Visualization is such a game changer. When you start visualizing, your energy shifts and you go into a positive mindset. And once you go into a positive mindset, you create a reality that is workable for you, that is great for you. And that shifts your energy, and a new process or thought process evokes. A new thought process actually awakens in your mind. What can be done? Now that, earlier my mentality was, my mindset was actually not in a good mood. Then I realized what is impacting my not good mood. And then I have come to a conclusion, what will take me into a good mood, right? And now, design, third dimension of this strategy is design. When we go into a designing state, we identify how do I design so that I can achieve my future state, the dream which I've already seen. So you're now planning action oriented steps typically. Okay. And these action oriented steps will help you define your dream. And density is a collective experience again, where we are asking powerful questions of how it is impacting me as a person. Now that my mindset have shifted, okay, that paradigm have shifted from not being in a good mood to what can be done, there are a whole lot of opportunities in front of me that can be done, right? Okay. Okay. So there are 5 principles of appreciative inquiry. Okay. First principle is constructionist principle. Words create reality. So we often encourage people to speak what's on your mind, what else can be done, what else, tell me more. Okay. Uh, Tell me more about the situation, describe it to me. So in this kind, when we are asking open-ended questions, people themselves create their own reality and helping themselves to identify the situation. And then there is another principle, it is called simultaneity principle. This creates change. Okay. Why do we want to do such a thing? Okay. Sometimes we ask questions of why, it turns out to be very rude. So we often go with inquiry questions there. Simultaneity principles actually creates request for a change. What can be done? You're now trying to see possibilities. And anticipatory is again in visualization technique, which we use, we were talking about in the dream state. Okay, what can be done? What will be a perfect day for you? Okay, and how do you feel in that perfect day? That is the positivity principle applying to the same concept. So the powerful questions that can be asked here is what's on your mind? Okay, what else? Dream state questions can be what might be, what do you uh, what is a good state looks like for you? Okay, what is the positive state is going to be for you? How does it look for you? Design is again what should be, what actions are you planning to take to achieve to that dream state, right? And then density is how is it empowering you? Is it empowering or are you still feeling down about it? Do you actually want to work on that factor? Learn and improvise. As Agile says, inspect and adapt, right? Guys, any questions here so far? This is the end to the technique. Maybe you would like to try this technique. How many are you planning to try this technique? How many of you are planning to try this technique in your conversations? Great, Priyanka. And reach out to me if you need further help. Great. Thanks, Ashutosh. Okay. And nobody else is going to try? Okay, Balu. That's great. It's a very unique technique. Coaching conversations are very unique, guys. And once you actually start practicing it, you will yourself feel so, it is very satisfying and peaceful conversations. Thanks, Jaya. Great. I would love to help you guys. Please reach out to me. In the last slide, I'll be sharing my LinkedIn profile. In case of any help, thanks, Jacob. So I'm a professional coach. I coach people, a lot of students, typically, and a lot of entrepreneurs reach out to me for help. Besides doing agile coaching, I also am heavily invested in professional coaching. So now the surprise element, which I said in the first slide that we are going to discuss, how is professional coaching different from agile coaching? Okay, this is the slide from I See Agile. Okay, and by the way, I'm a mentor in Women in Agile. Okay, I'm a mentor in Women in Agile for this year. So if anybody of you are interested in being mentored, please reach out. So IC Agile is one of the foundational Agile organizations, right? I'm sure most of you are aware. So here, this is the framework of Agile coaching competency. So how is Agile coaching different, totally different from coaching is Agile coaches are experts in Agile, right? That is given. They know who they are, what they are doing. They know all their techniques in place. They are bounded by Agile manifesto and Agile principles. And also they are lean practitioners. This is a competency framework for a Agile coach. And maybe we are already practicing few of these, competencies. However, we might have to actually take a step forward and practice more. So my step forward was professional coaching, which I've just enrolled into and now started practicing. How it has been a game changer for me, you won't believe. My conversations with my scrum masters, product owners, my stakeholders have improvised to a greater extent. And also, now that I'm practicing professional coaching, my influence is more. That's what I have literally felt in my conversation with my high leadership or in my with my stakeholders. My influence is more now that I know how to talk. What am I trying to present, and what am I trying to coach to? Hence, it has all evolved. So agile coaches wear different hats or take different stances at different points of times. Okay, since they take different wear different hats at different points of time. One of the hat is teaching. One is agile lean practitioner. Another is professional coaching, which I'm talking about. This is the core area of ICF, which I've just now spoken about, where appreciative inquiry comes into picture. Okay. Just a minute, guys. So professional coaching is one of the sphere, and we all practice lean agile practitioners. Okay, we practice Kanban, lean principles, right? Um, so we wear different hats at different given situations. Sometimes we are trainers. We are providing Scrum trainings. We're doing uh, POPMs or SM trainings, right? And at sometimes we also deal with a new Scrum Master where we actually need to mentor them. So in Agile Coaching Competency, we wear different hats. So mentoring is also a very key area for Agile coaching. And definitely, we always come from our own technical expertise and background. Technical mastery is there, and transformational mastery, right? Since since the old times, we have been practicing waterfall or doing SDLC in a different format. Now that Agile has come into picture, how are we transforming or evolving the organizations? And definitely business mastery. Okay. So far since morning, we have heard so much about business agility in the summit today. I'm sure there must have been a lot of takeaways for you. So all this put together, along with facilitating, definitely, Satish is our facilitator today, right? You're all observing how we facilitate the sessions. This all puts together makes an agile coach, right? However, to tie this all up, coaching is the key foundation there. If you are a coach, everything ties together. You know when to offer a coach teaching conversation, when to offering a mentoring conversation, or when to offer a consulting approach and go for a lean agile practitioner approach, right? Or do ask for extreme programming. Would you like to actually start something new? Do pair programming for that matter. So that's how we move forward in the game. So that's how agile coaching bounds the entire aspect of agile. Hope it made sense to you guys. Was it sensible? Okay, nobody is responding. So, okay, moving on to any questions here. This was my time, guys. And this is my LinkedIn Connect if you would like to connect with me. Any questions here? Did you find the approach powerful, or was it too much for the day?
Any questions, any feedback, any pointers, folks? Any thoughts?
Thank you, Priyanka. That was nice. Thank you, Diti. I would love to help you guys reach out to me just in case if you're practicing this and finding some hindrance anywhere. Um, I'm very active on LinkedIn and I would love to connect. Thank you. Thank you, Jagal. Thank you, Harsha. And sorry for my bad appearance today. I got this allergic reaction this morning. Thank you, Ranjit. Very insightful and would try
Sure,
it.
sure, Fatima. We are all here for your session. So, the previous session is all about mentoring. So this session is all about like coaching. So, yes. So that's the reason we thought of bringing different contexts, different perspectives. Yes, Balaji has a question. What challenges you
Yeah.
had till now as a coach? Any 1 or 2 points, please.
Well, there can be multiple challenges, you know. Okay, so sometimes it happens. One major challenge, which is immediate in the context, is few few people come with a mindset of know it all and they don't want to explore, you know. And thank you, Ron. Um, when they come with the mindset with a coach saying that they don't want to explore, it is very challenging actually. to turn the situation around. And in that kind of a situation, we first have to identify where the coachee is coming from. Okay. If he doesn't need help, what is he looking for in this space? So setting that agreement with the coachee is very important. So that is a very challenging situation. And another challenging situation is sometimes, a coachee or a client comes with a mindset of they don't know what they want. Typically, they are simply not aware. They have so much of confusion. They ask a lot of, and they're very confused typically. They have a lot of options for a typical, some college students, since they are college students, very young and pretty confused themselves. So they look at the options of which college should I be going to? Should I actually be pursuing this stream? So that is a very scattered mindset they have. So these are the challenges. And eventually, what I have learned is how to overcome them is, taking as a coach, directing your coaching conversation in certain direction. If you're actually leading your conversation, asking the right questions in a certain direction, coachee themselves will have a clear thought, that aha moment saying, oh, yeah, you're right. I might be good at maths, but I'm still interested in science. That is how it goes. My passion is science. However, I am pretty good at maths. Since my parents are asking me to go for engineering, however, I love science. And that's when they get their aha moment and that passion clicks in. And that's where they're able to decide what they want. So those were my two quick challenges which I face. If you have anything, please share. Thank you, Balaji. Guys, any more thoughts or questions there? Thank you, Raj. I would like all of you guys to go back and practice, at least try it out once. That is going to be a game changer.
Okay. In case we don't have any other questions, thanks, Fatimah, for taking your time Friday evening to walk us through this agile coaching context, the perspective. And we would like to issue this digital certificate to you. We will send it over to your email address. And
Wow, I'm
thanks
so
for all
excited
the
to get
wonderful
this.
participants.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Fatimah.
you.
And folks, now if in case we don't have any questions, we will be taking a break and we will be returning back by 8:30. Don't go away, stay tuned. Rohan is having an excited session for track 2, the current Zoom session, which you are right now, for the tools to visualize business agility. And at the same time, in case you want to learn about the space in dev productivity, you can join the track 1 where Ananta is going through the session. I shared the Zoom link or the chat or the WhatsApp group. So it's time for a break now. We can have a break, and being virtual, we don't want to take a long break. We can have a working dinner or whatever it is. So be back by 8:30. Thank you.